Peace and blessing. I hope you guys are doing well. All praises to the Most High. Praises to our Milai King Yoshua Mashiach. For without him, would we be? I want to talk a little bit about the classism in the homelessness sector as it pertains to the hierarchy. And in truth, there is classism in homelessness. And this is something that I always see because I have to travel through a lot of the slums, as they call it. They call it the slums. And truth be told, I I don't, to me, whether you are up on top of a hill, your house is built in the hills, you understand, you could be living in the most pristine neighborhood environments, and I'm gonna still call that the slums. I don't care because y'all are more wicked than them. It's just that it shows down below, you understand, a lot more than what you guys do. You guys like to gloss it up because you clearly have more money and you're a part of higher tax brackets to be able to keep it looking, you understand, great, as you want to call it, and nice, right? But the reality is that I for some reason I just caught myself just researching, homelessness, right? And I came across a lot of pictures and, things like that. And, as a seer, you you could see many different things and sense many different things with all of your senses. So if anyone is a seer, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're not just seeing that through just the gates, which are the eyes, right? Or through the mind sight, right? You're not just seeing it through that. Like you could see it through many different senses. And as a seer who is tapped into that ability to do so, it's just like these things would just kind of expose themselves in your presence. It just happens, right? So I'm looking at these pictures. I'm reading certain things. You understand? I'm figuring out like what was established at this time, that time, and then what has kind of happened over time. You understand? As we know that, what is considered the ruling class of people, how they used to live in the slums, the urban areas, and then they fled to the hills, right? And then now they want to come back to the urban neighborhoods because they know that there's too many landslides up there. They already know that there is too many earthquakes happening. There's too many wildfires. Like you guys are literally at the tip of all. You're gonna get hit first, and they know that. So when stuff starts falling out of the sky, y'all are gonna be the first to go. So it does not matter if you have the closer touch to quote unquote God, right? Because this is what they believe. The higher the house, the closer you are to God, right? This Tower of Babel mentality, right? It's the same thing. So this is why they want to come back, right? They want these urban neighborhoods back. This is why gentrification is happening, is because they want all of this back. You understand? But you guys fled it. Literally. You fled it. And now you know you can't stay up there. So now you already know that you have to come back to ground zero down here. So anyways, I noticed certain things that I was seeing, and even when I go out, you understand, I'll go to these places. I'll travel through those places because I'm not afraid to go no damn where. You understand what I'm saying? I've been to some crazy places. Okay, I'm just tell you that. I mean, crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't give a damn about nobody looking at me. I'll look right back at you. Keep it moving. You understand? I know who to speak to and who not to speak to because I understand that those are controlled by territorial demons. And this is the subject that I want to get on to, is that you'll notice that, like I was talking about, if you go to the better looking neighborhoods, right, like the suburbs and stuff like that, or people who live in along the coast, you'll see that those demons, they're cloaked. You understand what I'm saying? But they're just as loud as the ones that you would see in the so-called slums, right? The demons are just as loud. It's just that they like to, like I said, gloss over their horror. You understand what I'm saying? And they also like to dress up their bodies, spray good smelling perfumes and stuff on a stankin' ass demon. That's just literally what it is. It's just that when you come to the so-called slums, it's like they're wearing their hearts on their sleeves because they don't have any money. Number one, you understand what I'm saying? So it's just interesting to see a lot of the hierarchy in totality, but then know that there is a hierarchy even in the slums, so-called slums. Okay, the ghettos. You understand what I'm saying? It's still hierarchy there, and when I see a lot of these people, because they love to sin, like I said, a lot of these people who have obvious mental cripplings, right? You see them wandering around. You see them obviously on drugs. You see them obviously without a sound mind. And it's just funny to me that the same system that is controlling and manipulating the matrix can still easily have that much control over someone who does not even have a 100% brain capacity of a sound mind as someone else. And truth be told, I don't think that anyone can really dictate nor figure out like how much brain capacity that someone actually really has, because just because you're living a so-called fly life, you have a nice car, you own many cars, you understand, you're making money, does not mean that you have a 100% sound mind. And I just want to say that because you guys hide it very well. So this is just what they're taught. But when I see these people wondering, when I see these people doing a lot of these acts, because the higher ups, they act like they don't want to get their hands dirty, right? The elite. They act like they don't want to get their hands dirty. Oh, we can just pay somebody to do it. We can just pay somebody to terrorize them, which is why they have these lower level devils when we go out, following us, and, they're the ones who are attacking us. Because I've seen you guys' videos too with people getting, let me calm down, because it's pissing me off right now even thinking about this shit. The fact that you guys are really sending your little fucking minions to attack people, and then you blaming it on us. Oh, Lord. Because I done been attacked too. Okay? I have been attacked too by some of these devils. That shit still don't stop me. It still does not stop me. It does not. Because like I said, anytime that you guys do this to my people and you do this to me, I have cause to fire down on you bastards. So don't be sitting up here looking crazy when your ass is falling through the cracks of a fucking earthquake. When your dumb ass daredevils, motherfuckers, climbing up to a motherfucking volcano and it fucking ruptures. Don't be looking dumb in the face, because you did it. You did. That's why I'm saying these people are so fucking demented that they can't even see or think clearly. Like, come on. But I'm going to pause on that because I'm going to go back to that. Because I got some things I need to say. Just in case you guys forgot it. Because I didn't. So the hierarchy that you see within the lower levels of the communities, you understand, the urban neighborhoods, it's quite something. And this is why I understand why the Most High said that this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the same stuff that was taking place there. You understand? These people had the means of an economy, where there didn't need to be any homelessness. You understand what I'm saying? Not to say that everybody, because of course there still has to be, a hierarchy when it comes to people who are the treasurers, right? The ones who are, I guess you can say, issuing out the money and making sure that the bills are up to par. The accountants of the system. That's needed. Absolutely. I'm not in a disagreement with that. I agree. There needs to be accountants, people who can account for money, because otherwise the money is not going to be spent well. But this goes to show you, if we come back to reality and we look at how the economy is today, you have accountants who are filled with devils. These people are high 24/7. And then you got people out there who thinks that that's actually normal. Oh, well, how can a person, who's basically an accountant for the world, How do you expect them to basically take on a job like that and still show up to work every day and spend countless hours? You know, it's very taxing on the body. It's very taxing on the brain. So you're telling me that that still gives you a ticket to go and sniff a bag? That still gives you a ticket to go and do drugs? And then your excuse is that you're doing it in the name of the humanity? That's BS. And it's a shame because a lot of, like I said, the elite, a lot of the dirt that they're doing is glossed over. Like, that's the best way to put it. You understand what I'm saying? They paint a great picture because these people are functioning addicts and these people are functioning mental patients. It's just that the lower levels are literally mirroring exactly who the elite is trying to not showcase. Okay? Literally. And it shows because you guys don't even give a damn about them. That's what's so interesting. You don't care about them. So the pimps, the hoes, the drug kings, you don't understand what I'm saying? As well as the users, the ones who abuse addictions, right? You have to understand this though. I get it. This is why it's easy for them to be used, but there still is that classism with them, like where they feel like they still are better than you. You understand what I'm saying? Isn't that something? It's like you walking out here with no shoes on. You walking out here half naked. You understand what I'm saying? And some of you are fully naked, and you'll see cop cars pass right by them, and they won't do anything. Nothing. But y'all gonna go and you're gonna go harass someone who's just trying to survive the torment that you're putting them through. That is sick to me. And this is why I've been saying that you guys are actually really mentally ill and you don't even know it. But because you have each other to corroborate your sicknesses, you got the sick leading the sick, the blind leading the blind. It's the sickest thing. So let me go ahead and juxtapose what I was about to say about Sodom and Gomorrah. So in those twin cities, I want you guys to understand those were twin cities, but it was about maybe 6 to like 7 other cities that were surrounding them. So it wasn't just those 2 cities that got hammered down, you understand, and reduced to ashes. There was also surrounding cities as well, because all of these leaders were basically judges, right? And they all took part in the same thing. It's nothing different of what you see today, right? It's nothing slight of what you see today. It's exactly the same thing that's happening. So these people, just people in general, would come to sojourn. And I'll use us as an example. Like a lot of us have to flee certain areas, or, you know, those communities that we are in. Our own community actually wants us dead so that they can actually reap the benefits off of our death to still keep their economy flowing in their districts. But if a railroad individual in that community tries to go and seek refuge in another city, right, or another state, you have to understand that, you know, you would go, this is why they attempt to try to hammer down on you so hard, because, you know, we know that each one of these states and those cities in those states are controlled and manipulated by a demonic force, right? So different level, different devils. So those are territorial demons that a lot of us have not even been exposed to. You understand what I'm saying? So they're very pissed off and aggressive because they feel like, oh, okay, well, your demons in your community wasn't able to get a handle on you and kill you. So we have to basically at least try to suck you dry and try to kill you, with the intent of, okay, if we're not successful at killing you, given the fact that you are not ours to kill, you're still theirs, then we're just going to run you out. You understand? And that's literally what these people are attempting to do, especially when a railroaded individual goes to try to seek refuge in another state and or city. And these people are heavily aggressive towards you. Like, they'll try to attack you, you understand, because they want you out of their town. Because remember, wherever we go, there's going to be plagues. So they feel like, oh, well, you're going to be a curse to us because you're here and you don't belong to us. You see how territory works. Okay. That is going to be the morale that I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is that territory is very, very vicious. Okay. Especially when it comes to us. These people think that they own us, right? It's just like a runaway slave, right? It's just like a runaway slave. And I told you guys, what's linked to us are the familiar spirits that our ancestors entertained. So those are territorial demons in which, where we have been born, you understand, where we reside or have been reside. Because remember, all it takes is for a contract. So when you sign a lease, when you live there, you understand what I'm saying? It's almost as if like they feel like you become their property. So they have ownership and rights over you. Okay? And it's a similar case with Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like, imagine a person trying to flee abuse or something like that. Like, right, let's say something like abuse, you understand? Or just a person just trying to flee, period, because they've been ran out of their town. And they end up becoming homeless, right? They go to a neighboring city in Sodom and Gomorrah, or go to one of those twin cities, right? And you'd have the people purposely trick them. You understand? And if you have any possessions, they will strip you of your victuals, and they will basically tell you that you got to pay them after they took everything from you, because that's how their laws were. Isn't that something? Like, if I go to another city and they basically strip me of all my victuals, you understand, and I'm running around half-ass naked and stuff with nothing, you understand, they're going to tell me I still got to pay them. What type of shit is that? So this is the mindset with these people. You understand what I'm saying? They feel like they own you. You understand? And they feel like they can do all of these things to you, and then there not be any type of reprimand or any consequences for it, because everyone is in cahoots with it. And they think that that's okay, which is why I'm here to tell you, once again, y'all keep playing with me. For every one of mine that you take out, because I know who you're taking out. You know I know. There's no way that you guys can stop me from figuring that out. I know all of your plans. I know how it's going to fall down, how your little town is going to end. I know how every city is going to go. Oh, how do you know that? You just, oh yeah, find out. Find out. Play with me if you want to. Play with me if you want to. I'm at zipit.com and I'm staying there because I'm just watching the show. Absolutely. But I'm going to let you know this. Don't think I'm not going to have no fun either. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to have fun too with this. You understand? I am. I want to say this too, because I don't want to get off subject. Now, a lot of these people know, and I keep bringing this up because I want you guys to understand this, children of the light. A lot of these people know that we have spiritual gifts, right? We have powers. We really do have powers. Okay, and that's just really what it is. Okay, all of those comic books, all of the little cartoons about these superheroes and the super strength and all of these abilities, right? This is true. You understand? We really do have those abilities. You understand? And I told you that their way of attempting to try to figure out exactly what abilities that we have is to use torturous tactics. This is the same tactics that they use and torturous methods that they do in the military. Okay, they do that as well. This is why they have remote viewing. You understand what I'm saying? They have a lot of so-called psychics that they were able to create in the military because it was done by way of torturing these people to try to get them to respond or to be activated. Because everyone in truth does have spiritual gifts. They do. Or they have the ability, should I say, to develop them. So I wouldn't say that everyone has them, because they don't. That's not true. Because then the whole earth will be really fucked up. So that's not true. Everyone does not have spiritual gifts. They have the ability to develop them, but the only way for them to develop the gifts is to steal them from us. That makes sense. I told you guys. So, of course, with territory is concerned, as far as the hierarchy goes with territorial demons, they feel like they are the ones who are owed and promised those abilities, that power from that railroaded individual, which is why they try earnestly to use these torturous tactics on us to activate us to see how far they can get us to respond with our abilities. And when we do respond with our abilities, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you understand, you guys have read many comics and seen many things, so I know you guys know. Then that way they'll be able to figure out how to control that individual and to attempt to, because I know you guys know, like, it's not every day that they will be, some days are a lot lighter, should I say, than the others. You understand? Some are more heavier than the others, but that's how you know, and you have to keep in mind that, you know, it's a ritualistic day, and that is a set day for them to try to crank up your torture, because that's the only way for them to try to get a response through trauma. Because like I said, only through trauma will they be able to activate, to see your full potential of your power. Because in that way they feel like, oh, okay, then that way I know exactly what this person's capable of doing, and I'll try to evade that with something else. You get what I'm saying? So they have to use, you understand what I'm saying, greater hurts to hit you with in terms of microwave pulse weapons, right? They got to use stronger psychological warfare tactics upon you. You understand? And they have to flood you with their flies, right? These are just simple tactics, and to me, it's like I'm gonna say this because I'm at what, 22? All right. When you have the ability, and a lot of you have these powers, whether you know it or no, or not. Okay, I'm just say this: when you have the ability to amplify the psionics, okay, the psionic powers that you have, that makes you very, very, very dangerous. Okay, I told you that. And even when you're a telepath, and usually if you're a telepath, then you have a psionic ability. So that's coupled with one another. To me, I feel like there's no way that you can have psionic abilities and not have telepathic abilities. So they know that, which is why they send a lot of telepathic messages, and they're using synthetic telepathy on a lot of the stronger telepathic people who are mostly seers too. Like, mostly seers are telepathic. Obviously, that makes sense, doesn't it? You know, but when you have a psionic ability, that makes you extremely dangerous, because you have the ability to connect to the tectonic plates, and they don't like that. Okay, they are scared of, when I tell you these people are fearful of your ass, if you have the ability to connect to the tectonic plates, and you have the ability to pull power from the sun, because that's a direct connection. If you could pull power from the sun and it connects with the tectonic plates, you're a bad motherfucker. I'm gonna just tell you that right off the bat. Okay, and they're mad. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I keep telling you that as we are positioned in these communities, they know that they're trying to keep us bounded in these communities. They don't want us to leave, truthfully. They don't. Some of them do want us to leave. They're like, oh yeah, we need you to leave, because that's the only way that the plagues in our town will stop. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially if you've already been tapped into your powers, and then you already letting it be known, like, you better stop, because they already know with me. They're like, oh yeah, and then they'll try to lessen, you understand, your torment. Like, oh yeah, they tried to do that. Remember, I filmed a live when I was on my way to the job site, and then they had a lighter day. It'll be just like that. It'll be just like that. Oh, we're not going to flood the bus with too many people. And I mean, even when I was on the street, it wasn't that many people either. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you guys think that you're doing me a good deed today? By what? Not flooding me with flies? Okay. That doesn't mean anything to me, because I know you're doing this today, and then tomorrow it will be a lot worse. So fuck you. Keep it up. Because like I said, you're going to keep on giving me calls to don't get mad, Like I said, don't get mad when the earth start cracking and you bastards are falling through the cracks. Don't get mad when you motherfuckers are sitting high at the tip top of the fucking mountains in your fancy ass homes and them landslides come down. Don't get mad, like I said, when you daredevils climb up to the top of the summit and then jump off or fall. Don't get mad when these solar flares start really hitting you bastards. He already said it was going to happen, so it ain't like I'm doing anything. That's just the truth. It's going to happen regardless. And you bastards can't take the UVs. You sitting over here dying because of fervent heat. Absolutely. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to close with this. You see, you guys do all of this stuff, and then you sit up here and you look at us like we're the cause of this. Like, oh, you need to go to your father and tell him to tune it down a little bit. No, nobody's going to do any of that. I'm not going to him to lament to for your devil ass. Please. And then you think, like I said, you're going to bring your child in front of me and use that child as a shield? That don't mean anything to me. You had that child. That's your fault. And you showing them wicked ways anyways. So guess what? Put them on some sunblock. What else do you want me to do? I can't do anything about that. This is what you guys want. This is what you asked for. I told you that. That's literally what you guys are asking for. You are. And I'm going to say this also. Remember the Palisades? Remember the Palisades? Had them celebrities shook. Y'all asses were shook, wasn't you? You sure were. Y'all asses were shook. Running to try to get to your other homes and other states and countries. People was leaving the damn country. Y'all was shook. You sure were. Burns you up out of them hills, didn't it? Absolutely. See, I keep telling y'all the Most High is not to be played with. And y'all still keep playing with his people. And I keep telling you, he do not play about his people. He don't. But y'all gonna keep on doing it. What about what let's talk about what about happened in Lahaina, Hawaii. Now that right there was crazy. I don't care if y'all talking about, it was hit by directed energy weapons and that's how it happened. The Most High used their mind and made it be done by their hands. I don't care if it's a person committing arson either. The Most High used their mind and did it by their hands. And these are y'all people. That lets you know that you don't even got control over them. Control your demons. You ain't got them in check, do you? Exactly. Exactly. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Okay? You guys are daredevils and you're so pompous to the fact where you believe that you cannot be touched. Or that without a shadow of a doubt, ain't nothing gonna happen to you because there's strength in numbers and it's too many of us. So whenever a multitude of us die, then there'll just be another multitude who are raised up that we can train to be wicked and who will be able to survive it. Yeah, you guys are just breeding like cockroaches. That's exactly what it is. You're breeding like roaches. And that's exactly, roaches survive the apocalypse, so we will too. Okay, I'm done, y'all. I went on for damn near almost 30 minutes. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be long, but I had to get that off of my chest. You guys who are railroaded, I stand with you. Like I said, keep yourselves clean as possible. Do not let these people control and manipulate your mind to get you to do all the wicked things that they're doing. Because like I said, they're in competition with the children of Israel because they're trying to outdo their sins. And they're trying to let people know that, we can be more wicked than them. Like as if that is something to win an award for. Like, come on now. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's the best that y'all can do? It's like compete with somebody's sins? Okay. Like, that's literally what you see today. Is people competing to see who can be more wicked than the next. And it's best for you to remain clean and remain as holy as best as you can. You understand? And you guys know what you need to do, but like I said, don't think for 1 second that you cannot, if a witch or warlock is attempting to try to get up in your bubble and they're sending telepathic messages to you, because a lot of us have these abilities. I know who's sending messages, who's praying and all that. I don't care. And then they'll do a lot of this obvious stuff where they're just literally sitting. Like I've had people come centered around me and literally just bow their head and hold they their fingers in position, making the triangle and all these damn suck ass symbols that don't work. Because at the end of the day, I already know. I sense it. And I'm going to know. That's what I'm saying. You guys think that I don't know? I'm only making you think that because it's fun to play with your head. You're playing with minds and you're playing with my people's heads. So I'm going to play with yours. Absolutely. You don't get a pass? Please. Yeah, it's some that I show mercy to. Absolutely, it's some that I show mercy to. I have to do that because the Most High showed mercy to me. But I'm not saying all of you guys get mercy. You don't get mines. And I know you're not getting his. So that's just it, and that's all. Deuces, get out of my face, and you can catch fire. Like I've been saying. All you motherfuckers can catch fire. Actually. Peace and blessings to my people scattered across the four corners of the earth, and to the stranger who has maligned themselves with us. Stay vigilant, stay prayed up, steadfast, and don't let these suckers win.